Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Balaji Chandrasekharan. Today, I'll be explaining some of the basic examples of the major features introduced in Java 8, specifically focusing on the DateTime API. I will demonstrate some examples utilizing the Java.time package. I am creating a new class called JavaTimeExample. I am creating a new instance of local date toDateDate using the now method. I am printing the toDateDate object. Which displays the current date in the console. Notice that the local date class is imported for use in this example. To create any specific date, we need to use the of method in the local date class. Here, we see two overloaded methods, one with the month as an integer and other with the month as a enum. This code will print the date as 2024-0101 in the console, which displays the date as given in the input. In January, we have 31 days. Suppose I try to give the date as 32. Now executing the code. We can see JVM is throwing the DateTime exception telling the day of month is invalid. To get the current date in some time zone, we need to pass the zone ID in the now method. I am changing the code to get the current date in India. We can see the current date in India outputted in the console. The short IDs is a map of key-value pair which contains the short zone IDs and their names. For example, IST with Asia/Kolkata. Coming back to the example, I am giving the zone ID as a short zone ID like IST. Now the JVM is throwing an unknown time zone ID exception. Instead of IST, I am changing the input to Asia/Kolkata. Now we can see the current date in India outputted in the console. The of epoch day method is used to get a specific date from the base date, that is 1/1/1970. I am passing the input as 200. You can see the specific date I.e the 200th day from the base date 1977-20. To find a specific date in a year, we need to use the of year day method. Here, I am passing the year as 2024 and day of the year as 100. You can see the specific date that is the 100th day of 2024 and is 2024-49. I am going to showcase some local time examples. I am creating a new instance of local time using the now method. You can see the current time is printed in the console. You can notice that the local time class is imported in this example. To get any specific time, we need to use the of method in the local time class. Here, there are 3 overloaded of methods. I am passing the inputs for hour, minute, second, and nanosecond. This code will print the time as 12 hours 20 minutes 25 seconds and 40 nanoseconds in the console as given in the input parameters. I am giving an invalid hour as 25 and see what happens now. On executing the code, we can see JVM is throwing an date time exception telling the hour of the day is invalid and is within 0 to 23. To get the current time in any time zone, we need to pass the zone ID in the now method of the local time class. I am changing the code to get the current time in India. We can see that the current India time is outputted in the console. I am trying to give the zone ID as a short zone ID like IST. Now the JVM is throwing an unknown time zone ID exception. Instead of IST, I am changing the input to America/Anchorage. Now we can see the current AST time outputted in the console. I am going to showcase some local date time class usages. I am creating a new instance of local date time class using the now method. You will notice that the local date time class is imported for use in this example. I am printing the today date time object. While running this code, the current date time is outputted in the console. There is other way of getting the today date time using local date and local time. I am creating a new instance of local date time using the of method passing the local date and local time instances. You will notice that the local date time, local date, and local time classes are imported. While running this code also, the current date time is output. To get any specific date time, we need to use the of method in the local date time class. Here, you can see there are 7 overloaded of methods in the local date time class. Now I am creating a new instance specific date time of a local date time class by passing year, month, day of the month, hour, minute, and second. I am printing this specific date time object. While running the code, the output displays the date and time in the console as per the given input parameters. Now I am changing the day of the month as 29. Since 2024 is a leap year, it's accepting this day of month as 29 for the February month. While running the code, the output displays this specific date and time as per the input. Now I am changing the year to 2023 from 2024. Since 2023 is not a leap year, we can see the date time exception telling invalid date. The of epoch second method is used to get a specific date time from the base date, that is 1/1/1970. I am passing the input with the epoch second as 10,000 and zone offset as UTC. You can see the specific date time from the base date time, that is the 10,000 seconds from the base date, which is 1/1/1970, and 2 hours, 46 minutes, and 40 seconds added and is shown in the console output. The plus and minus methods are used to add or subtract from the given date. These methods will always return a new instance of the date-time object. As seen in this example, if you are using the old instance, though you are calling these methods, you won't see any change in the output. So you need to assign to the existing variable or to a new variable to get this method operation reflected in the output. I am adding 10 days and 5 weeks to the base date time. You can see the specific date adding 10 days and 5 weeks and is 1972-15. Like the same way, you can apply the plus and minus operations for the local date and local time class instance also. The getYear method of the local date class is used to get the year of the date instance. The is leap year method is used to check if the given year is a leap year or not. Since the current year is 2024, the leap year is outputted as true. To check a specific year, I am using the of method of local date class and giving the input year is 2023. Since the given year is 2023 and is not a leap year, we are getting the output as false. To compare two local dates for before and after, we need to use the is before and is after methods respectively. Here, I am comparing the current date with a specific date using the is before method. Since the current date is after the given specific date, the output is returned as false. Now, I am changing the method to is after instead of the is before method. The output is returned as true in the console. I am using the temporal adjusters methods to get the first date of this month and the last date of this year. Even if your input date is any date, always you will get the first date of the month. The same way you can use last date of this year method in temporal adjusters to get the last date of this year. Adjusters are a key tool for modifying temporal objects. They exist to externalize the process of adjustment, permitting different approaches, as per the strategy design pattern. The until method calculates the period between two dates in terms of years, months, and days and returns a period object. For example, the getMonths method is used to get the months between these compared dates. The instant class models a single instantaneous point on the timeline. This class stores a long value representing epoch seconds and an int value representing nanosecond of second. This might be used to record event timestamps in the application. Duration class models a quantity or amount of time in terms of seconds and nanoseconds. We have reached the conclusion of the session and look forward to seeing you in our next one. We hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching my video.